coming to this morning's Chamber Coffee, and thanks to Keith for hosting us here. It's always a nice way to start off a Friday. My name is Peg Sanders. I work at the Graphic Edge, and I just have a couple announcements before we turn it over to Keith. Next Friday, February 10th, the Chamber Coffee and ribbon cutting is at Anytime Fitness. And then Saturday, February 11th, there's a Chamber Legislative Forum at the Glidden American Legion from 10 to 11 o'clock. So, hosted today's coffee is Access Systems, and this is Mr. Keith Flynn.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Peg said I had 50 minutes. So generous, you guys. You give me almost an hour. Thank you. I'll keep it brief. Just want to mention a few things about myself and our company. I spoke at the Rotary about a year ago. I wrote a book called Growing Up Hawkeye, and I remember seeing a lot of you over at the Rotary event, and it's good to see you again. But I just want to talk a little bit about how I grew up and what our company's about. I grew up on a farm between Denver and Willie. Dave Wendell's my oldest brother, and I'm Victor Marie Wendell's youngest and ninth child. And so I grew up in this area, graduated from Kemper in '90, went on to UNI. And met a guy there named Shane Sloan. He's the owner of our company that I work for now, which is Access Systems. And we both started at a company called Modern Business Systems many years ago, and it was actually '95. And at the time, Modern Business Systems had about 12 locations around Iowa. And then Modern was bought by Icon, was bought by Rico. And the reason I bring that up is I spent about 15 years there. But with all those transitions, a lot of things got lost. For example, when I started, there was many locations, and then when I left, there was down to 2. Whereas now Shane Sloan and I work together at Access, and we now have 13 locations. So we built it back up. And there's about 18 of us that were at Rico and are now over at Access. And what we do at Access Systems is mainly an IT company, but we have 3 things that we primarily do. Copiers and printers, which I do. I'm a sales rep for that division. And then we do phones and also IT work. And so those are our 3 things that we do primarily. We've grown to over 170 employees. We're growing really fast. I've traveled a lot. I've probably sold technology in about 50 counties in Iowa, but Carroll's always my favorite. And right now, my main territory is I have some accounts around Des Moines, and then Carroll is where I spend most of my time. I live in Norwalk, but I've traveled a lot, and I always tell people I'm from Carroll every chance I get, because we're everywhere. I mean, we're just talking about UNI, and I remember as a UNI, I always run into Carroll people, and then in Des Moines area, I do then a lot also. Do you have any questions at all? All right.